Hello, how is everyone doing? Oh, oh, I forgot to open this. Should be working any moment now. This is going fine. It's something missing. Oh yeah. Yeah. I guess yes, it's Friday, and as we are all here needs, we have everything we need. I should get like a survey, what do you call it? Oh, it opened alone. That's weird. Usually, I don't have a voice meter open. I almost always forget to open it. Huh. That's strange. That's strange. But I guess I have computer goblins that are helping me into streaming. Yeah, no, I had to do a very deep dive. Although I wasn't able to do a complete dive into this cult. It has to be like I read 3 cults so far. No, 4 cults so far. No, 4 religious movements so far. Of the 4 religious movements I have done so far, this one has been the one with the most books. It has 3 main books. 3 main books. And the thing is, like, the Black Israelites have, like, books that are already known. I know about the Torah. I read a bit about it. I read the Bible, and I lived under the Bible for most of my life. But this one is completely different. It's kind of like into what would you call most on the eastern part of religion, right? In the eastern part of religion, and at the same time western part of religion. It's like a hodgepodge of whatever you can fit into. And also not only religions, also pseudo-scientific theories. It has everything. I know you guys know what syncretism means, and if you know it, I will explain it. Syncretism is when someone grabs from other religion and tells you, oh, this thing that you know about your religion, this thing over here, imagine that I'm pointing, this thing over here is actually part of my religion. It's actually, you're correct, but you aren't totally you're not totally wrong, because what I'm telling you is it's the actual truth behind your truth. Like you know how when you're reading a book and you read something else and it recontextualizes it. Well, imagine that happy science is basically that with all religions that matter, obviously, because well, actually, even Incan religion, you know, any religion that had any civilization that had a pyramid, happy science has something to do with it. I thought I was going into like a more spiritual religion, but literally I got to say, like most of the stuff in this series, like most of it is you know. Give me 1 second. Most of the thing about this cult is you go in, you check for like spiritual things, open the religion up, open the religion up. Oh, UFO cult. Basically like that. It's always like that. There's always a UFO cult behind everything. Everything is UFO cult related. But let's just say happy science has something more interesting than just UFO cult. As you know, Scientology had a movie. I made a video about it. I didn't make a video about the movie, but I made a video about their intent into going into movies. The Nation of Islam has several books but has no movie. So the Hebrew Israelites, they have no like film studio. But Happy Science has a film studio. And different from Scientology, which only had made one book, Happy Science had made 5 animes. 5 animes. 2 live action films. And one more live action film, which is a horror story. It's being like presented on like their webpage. If you go to happyscience.com, like right now, the first thing that you will find is this thing called let me see how it's called. Let It Be. Fear Never Ends. Ooh. Wait. There we go. Let It Be, Fear Never Ends. It's a horror, a supernatural horror experience. Let me read you the what it says. One day, Keiji Kamiyama, a psychological counselor, receives an offer from TV Studio. He's asked to do a spiritual reading on a college student who experienced something that could only be described as paranormal phenomenon. To unveil the mystery, Keiji decides to come to TV Studio with his assistant, Aoi Yuano. When he conducts the reading, Keiji sees the vision that no one expected. A curse of blood that has transcended time and space. Time and space, that's more or less the UFO part, the UFO religion part. Chisato Aoyama, the TV announcer, witnesses the reading done by Keiji. Although Chisato is at first skeptical about the existence of the spiritual world is it's a very important part, and it has nothing to do with spirits. Or kinda, because spirits means something different than it means to us. Keiji's reading rather lead to her accept his existence. Keiji faces a number of bizarre phenomena, but he conducts reading to reveal the truth behind seemingly unexplained events. A creepy old woman appeared late at night, a mysterious hunter left on a leg, and a woman jumping off a ceiling out of nowhere. Finally, Chisato herself experienced a spiritual phenomenon of wet foot suddenly appearing and disappearing before her eyes. In the end, you will know the real meaning of Fear Never Ends. Ooh. So basically, it's 5 horror stories based on the Happy Science mythos. But before going into what Happy Science is, let's do a deep dive on the leader, the main guy, the great Kahua. You know, the great Kahuna. You know. And holy shit, I have seen his picture, and they should have chosen a more flattering picture because he looks like some sort of like alien monster himself. No, not to insult people into looking, but just look at this. I mean, just take a look at this guy and tell me that I do start believing in Happy Science aliens. Like, look at this guy. Look at him. This man over here is Happy Science. Happy Science. What do you call it? Ex-leader, also known as El Cantare, but also known as his real, like, I was going to say Christian name, but he's not Christian, so I will say Japanese name, Ryoho Okawa, which is not actually his real name. His real name was Takashi Nakagawa, which is a bit more knowing a bit about Japanese. His name is extremely common. He was born like in the 50s and died this year in March. I will go into his early life as Ryoho Okawa because he does have a very much earlier life as El Cantare, as the first king of Venus. But I digress. I think we should leave that for later. Um, Okawa was basically like the son of one of these very big family post-war. His family was like a believer in both the like in the great Buddha. Okawa wasn't really like into like religion in most of his life. He does have like let's just say like an early life that is part of like the cult. Like the cult, if you read like the cult, he was he was basically a very important, and he had a lot of misericordia and he had mercy and everything, in his early life people knew that he was some kind of like god. But if you read like the other ones, he was basically a very normal person. He became he was part of like the Japanese he was either like friends or like very important part of like the Japanese Communist Party. He was part of the Japanese Japanese Christian church and was very 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 into it. And he was into one of the, I wouldn't say cults, religious movements that my grandma was into, which is the Seiyocho no Ie movement. I have nothing to say about it because it's really like, I mean, I don't know much about, like, the only thing I know about Seiyocho no Ie is that my grandma like had like these like talismans that she put like on my pants pockets when I was young, and it was like for luck. But basically that's what all I know about Seiyocho no Ie. I don't know if there's anything more. Seiyocho no Ie, it's one of those syncretistic. The only thing is like a syncretistic movement that is kinda Christian, but it hasn't had any. It hasn't have any controversy itself, although it's like when you get near a cult, all the cults converge. So if you touch like when you touch Scientology, somehow through the connection of people you can reach the Hebrew Israelites or the Mormons or something. You're going to touch something there. The cults, the cables of the cults always collide in some way. Basically, the next of his life, he tried to be like a normal like university student, but he couldn't enter like the best university. He became like into liberal arts and started to like philosophy. Basically, he is an extremely boring person for most of his life. Like no waiters, nothing. But he became a normal, actual Japanese salaryman, a dropout Japanese salaryman. And basically, when he had like a what they called in that religious movement like a moment of truth, like what I like to call a schizophrenic moment. He started to write down what he thought like a spirit started to tell him, and the spirit told him that he should start to love others and nurture others and forgive others. And that's like more or less 3 months after his mental breakdown, he started his own religious movement. So more or less that's how it started. As all like all these religious movements starts with like study group of religion. So I'm taking notes that I should start a study group when I start my own cult. I have to like believe in something, so I will have to think about it. But yeah, basically that's like most of it. Okawa basically became started to say that he was the reincarnation of Yakimuni Buddha, a very specific Buddha, Yakimuni Buddha, which is very important part of like everything. He became like the reincarnation of several other people that you know, and several other people that you don't know. And one important thing is that Happy Sign itself says that Okawa basically wrote like 5,000 like books, as I told you at the start, but it's a lie. You will go to like his to the thing, and it was 3,000 books written. It's bullshit. It's actual bullshit, because it's not books written. It's actually what I would like to call it transcripts. They're transcripts of like all his doctrinal stuff. It's like me speaking into a microphone, having a transcript, and say it's a book. Also, to tell you that to end like the intro to El Cantares, like little cult religious movement I've been in more or less 2008. He started a party, you call it a political party. Basically, his political party, well, is still there, but it doesn't vote really well. He gets it's more basically like they like for being a political party like that, they kinda failed to gain any major votes. Although like he has always said that the Happy Science had always like 10 million people. He only got 1 million votes. Which doesn't bode well for them, you know. Anyway, El Cantare basically died this year, and that's basically all we had to know about him. Now, let's go to the juicy tidbits. I have a problem first of all. This has to be like the most, let's say, I don't want to say obscure, because it wasn't obscure, but let's just say that it took me a while to read all the book. Obtuse, that's the word I'm looking. Obtuse. It was really obtuse. Like, it made me kind of like, you have to read it, and it makes you kind of like feeling. It lets. I don't know how to explain it. But it makes me angry just reading it. Probably because I'm possessed by some kind of like ultimate dimensional demon. But I will just say this. This needs to be explained in a different way. Because the way to explain this, it's hard. It's extremely hard. Because it's not just like it's not it's simple but not as simple. It has various minutia, and it talks about things that they don't know what they're talking about. But I will give you the simple parts of it. The important part is that let's start with the beginning. Before Earth or whatever, before anything, there was nothing. But first, let me open up something I need to do over here. Very well. Okay. Can you still put the music? Why can't I hear the music? Oh yeah. Boom. I thought there was some music over here. Yes. I need to do a drawing time. Oh, I thought it was over here. Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Let's start by making it better viewable for you guys. You know, it's a start. Like this. Let's start with the simple parts. For starters, we have to understand what is a Buddha. A Buddha is basically the one that spoke the truth, blah 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 blah. Doesn't really matter who the Buddha is, blah 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 blah. But what's important is where he is. Where he comes from, to be exactly, because as you know, Buddha is a reincarnation. Reincarnation is a very important part of like let's call it Eastern religion. Most Eastern religions have some sort of reincarnation here or there. Most, I didn't say all, I said most that are like very big. Most of them come from like India and shit like that. Anyways. Let's start with one simple thing. This dot over here. That's the first dimension. Everything is there. Everything is over there. There's nothing. Right? There's nothing. No, there's only a dot over there. Right? This is the second dimension. Longitude. Right? It's 2D. Now, we're talking about the most important dimension, you know, ours, like go up, the third dimension. Looks 2D, but just imagine for now. You got me? We are third dimensional beings in the book of this man. But you know what's the most important of dimensions? Is the one above us, which is the spiritual dimension, in which it's a thing called time. Time is the fourth dimension, which is not that weird. Some people believe that time is the fourth dimension in this paradigm. right? Some people believe that. I don't have like I could, let me see. I could draw. Let's see. It's not drawing. Where did you move it? Break. Oh shit. It actually worked. There you go. Okay. In the fourth, there is like, let's see, clock dimension. Because that's the best representative of what time is. Right? You will believe that. Anyways, dimensions. These are like the most fundamental ones, but like a person clothes, dimensions are like kinda like clothes, like things going on top of each other. They are layers of like the universe being one. This is a thing about one of the tenets of happy science, what's called the multidimensional universe. Each dimension has another kind of thing. In the time dimension, the thing is, time can be, time doesn't really matter. Someone from like someone from two different like times could touch each other, because time it's time itself. It's people that are from different times. That's how you can talk with with senses. You can talk with people of different moments. That's the thing about the time dimension, right? Well, here is when things start to get a bit kooky. They're already a bit kooky already. The fifth dimension is spirituality. Let me. Boo. Spirituality. The dimension of spirituality. Right? What is spirituality though? Because it means it adds another kind of dimension. You know, we added already like the length, distance, time, and we're adding one more thing. Well, the thing is that this other dimension, this dimension has to do with like spiritual evolution. As such, humans that simply have like let's say it's the realm where like the people that are good start to be good are assembled there, right? The sixth dimension is the dimension of wait a minute. Knowledge. The dimension of knowledge. But what kind of knowledge? It's like, obviously this is another facet of spiritual evolution, you know? In this one, in this dimension, all inhabitants not only have to be spiritually good, they have to be spiritually wise. They have to be very, very, very good and know what is the Buddha's truth. And depending on the level of knowledge that you have, is like the different levels inside of the same universe. So in this universe, in the universe of knowledge, you could be like knowledge level 1 or knowledge level 2 or knowledge level 3. Obviously you have to remember, this happens after you die, right? So this is like above. And you may think, my dear viewer, well, there are 6 dimensions, right? That's the end of it. That it is. The dimensions are like height, width, depth, time, spirituality, and knowledge of the truth. That's it. There's nothing else above that. Well, you may be wrong, dear viewer, because there's more. There's more. There's a bigger dimension. There's something else beyond the simple things like that. You know, there's something else beyond those, and the thing that is the thing that is above all those 3 is quite simple. It's quite simple. The thing above all that is... Oh shit, I wanted to do a bigger... No, this is a pen, not a... This is the dimension of... altruism! Yes. Did you know that you could measure altruism? You could measure like... altruism, like you can measure height and width. That's right, dear viewer. That's entirely correct, my dear viewer. Do you have any questions yet? Because we have some more dimensions to check before going on. You have to understand, how can like good people, because remember, the dimensions below altruism are the knowledge of truth and goodness, basically, right? Correct? Remember that? How can altruism be like the thing above them? How can altruism be something like that? Well, dear viewer, it's because at this level you start to not care about other things. You just don't want other things. It's quite simple, my dear viewer. It's kind of like a graduation, you know. I think that the man that wrote it didn't have. And then there's the 7th dimension, the next dimension that is above the 6th. It's basically it's a bit more than just altruism. It's not simply altruism. I mean, you have to understand one more thing that is above altruism, and that thing, the 8th, the 7th dimension, love. That's the 7th dimension, my man. My mon, that's the 7th dimension. It's loving everything. Ugh. And you have to understand, once you have the truth and love and altruism, you have to go like, you can't like pass a level. You can't have like love for everything and not altruism or knowledge of the truth. You have to remember that. And the thing about this guys of the 7th dimension, the 7th, because let's remember, let me do 6. Of the 7th dimension is that they love everything so much that these guys go back to the 3rd dimensions to teach the ones over there. So they can go to the 7th dimension like him. Ooh. They said that it's not simply love or altruism. It's a thing beyond those. It's the dimension of compassion. Oh shit, I couldn't write that correctly. obviously, you may think, oh, okay, that's the final one. The one where the people want to, like, come back, you know, they want to do, like, the repeat. But you may be wrong, dear viewer. There's an 8th dimension. There's 8th dimension. And what's the difference? And what it is? Compassion. What? You mean an 8th dimension that is exactly the same like the 7th? Well, you may be wrong, dear viewer, because the 7th is completely a human endeavor. The 7th dimension is made by human and for human, but the 8th dimension goes beyond humans. No human has ever come over there. It's the true compassion. And obviously it is the end. There are 8 dimensions. Right? There's only 8 dimensions in the end. Psych. There's a 9th and final dimension. This is the element of the universe. This is basically, at the end of the day, the whole and behold, the crown of creation itself. It's basically where the spirit realm of everything comes from. Okay, my dear viewers, are you holding up? Do you want anything to know? Any questions in this lecture about happy science? I know this is kind of boring in a way. I'm telling you about these 9 dimensions, but it's needed because the next part is important to understand what's going on. Very well. What's in the 9th dimension? The 9th dimension is where everything comes from. Like the most important parts are. This is where the solar system spirit solar spirits, angels, shit like that come from. It's the one that do the fundamental thing of God, of the world. It's the one that control everything for the goodness of the other dimensions. It's the sources of all laws of color, of life, of animals. And there, it's also one of the universal law, or the law of the Buddha. You know, the law of the sun. And that's it. That's the end of all dimensions. That's the end of all dimensions. Psych, there's one more. That's the 10th. That's the most important dimension. It's not only the solar system soul, as we would call it. It's the cosmic universal truth. It's the empathic compassion of the universe. Different from other dimensions, it doesn't have anything like individualistic things. But there's 3 things that are there, that are super important to this story. The grand sun consciousness, the moon consciousness, and the earth concept, and the earth one. Oh, hey, how are you doing, Ryda? Ready to learn about happy science? Yeah? I wish. You know, it continues. It's a continuous like this. I continually like. There's an 11 and 12 dimensions also. It continues. It goes on, because this one, as you may have guessed, it's a lie. This is the 11th one. It's the solar system, and the 12th is the galaxy itself. The galaxy dimension or whatever. It builds like a potato. So in the end, yes, there's 12 dimensions. That's the end all be all. How are you doing, my little son, my little brother, my son brother? But yeah, that's basically it. Okay, let's go to another page. No. There we go. Anyways, there is the supreme. This is going to be a very long thing, but bear with me. The supreme consciousness created the third dimension 100 million years ago, and around 20 million years later, he created what it is the Great Spirit, which later gave birth to all the consciousness between the 12 planes, right? The cosmic spirit of the cosmic consciousness of the 12th dimension realized that there couldn't be much about it, so going with the nebular consciousness of the 11th dimension. Holy shit, this is like some very convoluted shit. Created the first galactic system. We created the planetary consciousness of Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. This extraordinary thing created like the consciousness of Mars, I forgot. I mean of Venus, and the consciousness of Venus created the first third dimensional beings, which were led by one man called one consciousness, because we are not talking about men here. One king, one only king, dear reader. I forgot his name. I need to find in my notes. The name of that king was with D. Let me see. Some schizo rambling. Here we go. In Venus, called oh fuck! It's in black. I hate black. There we go. El Miore. El Miore was the king of Venus. He created everything and experimented on anything he could. His upper half resembled like a lily, while his two legs resemble something else. So I will have to roll like he has two legs, and here you go. That's El Miore, a flower with pants. He was basically a bellsprout. But basically, this El Miore basically finished creating what would be the Venusians, which were human, basically human, but they weren't really polished. right? They created the Venusians, which weren't really as solid as species, and they ended up killing and you know. The only difference with the Venusians and anything that comes after is that they were 300 IQ savants that could do everything. They were men and women and they had like celestial radiance. Basically, Venus, to put it simply, Venus was the Venus was the Garden of Eden. It was a paradise, an utopian society. It created like perfect harmony over there. Like basically he created the best thing that he could do. But you know how it is, you know? When you win a game, when you finish the game of whatever you're playing, what happens? What happens when you finish a game? You may ask yourself, Brad. Or Ryda. What do you do? New Game Plus. And Miore said, this was too easy. Let's try it on Earth. It was a way to continue like the civilization. And the difference was that it was better. El Miori talked with the planetary consciousness of the Earth, of the Moon, and different other things to see if they allowed it, and then they created the first law. They created like they created the first laws. There were two laws in the creation of Earth. The first law is that there should be some basis of animal life. And that's where like mold, fungus, lower animals are. The second part was creating a post-humorous world, you know, a spirit world, you would say, that will cover the Earth. So that when we died, we would go there and then be thrown back into like Earth. Instead of like going into other places. You got it for now? You understand? Understand? And you know what happened with El Miore? When he created his new file for his new game, he changed his name to El Cantare. Because El Cantare needed a new like a new thing. And don't ask a Spanish speaking person what El Cantare means, because he's wrong. El Cantare means the beautiful land of light. End quote. That means El Cantare. Okay, you're getting it. You're understanding this. I need to see something. But anyways. Let's go to the next page. As you may have noticed, the cosmology in here is complicated. Yo, how are you? How are you, T-Vagin? Sorry that I'm like explaining this shit. Okay. Is this a cult? Yes, it is a cult. Okay. So, El Cantare, instead of doing this alone, he brought all the Venusians in their spiritual form, as they come in spiritual form. But also, he consulted with the grand spirits of the ninth dimension. Right? Who are the spirits of the ninth dimension, you ask? Well, you know them. They are Amor, Therabim, fuck, Jack, and coming. Okay. Therabim and Moria, who are known to you, simple mortals, simple people that don't understand, as Jesus, fuck, I'm having some problem with my tablet. There we go. Jesus, Confucius, and Moses. I started to see. Those are the third dimension spirits, right? The ninth dimension spirits. Right? Okay, let's go to the next page. So basically, let's just say, from the ninth dimension came Jesus Christ, Confucius, and Moses as becoming consultants on the creation, on the new game Plus of Earth. But there was a problem, you know? When they went to Earth, there was something that didn't like let them. You know, that didn't let them conquer, like colonize Earth. And what it was? Simple, my dear viewer. Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs were very against the like colonization of their planet. And that's why the thing that they did to make sure that they would be able to colonize without any kind of problem was bring some warlike people from the Magellanic Clouds that look like cat people that were like warlike. It looks like monkey people, but no, I mean these are cat people. Cat people. Cat. They were extremely aggressive and audacious, and they were technologically advanced enough to fight the dinosaurs. Right? They tried. These cat people from the Magellanic Clouds went through were gradually going to disappear through the process of evolution. Like they were going to be replaced as some kind of residual race. But there was a problem with them. Instead of like disappearing as they were as they should, they literally said, no, we don't want to disappear. You know, we don't want to disappear. They said. So as arrogant demigods, the cat people, the cat people of the Magellanic Clouds went to the spirit realm, to a minor realm in the reverse side. They were sent to the reverse there's like heaven, and there's like the reverse age, hell. They were sent to like the reverse side because of their arrogance, because Cantare didn't want to deal with it. These realms were in the 6, 7, and 8 dimensions. The leader of this was called Enil, and he had a commander under him. Yes, as you may have noticed, yes, you're correct. In the happy science, imagination, in the happy science, let's call it myth, creation myth, Lucifer is a space cat boy that fought dinosaurs and was sent to hell for not wanting to be like replaced. This is great. And every so often they go to the third dimension to fuck with like human beings. Anyways, after having to kick out like the cat people from the Magellanic Clouds, Cantare said, "Oh fuck, I'm already fucking up my save state." So he said, after kicking them out, as you can see, he wasn't playing in Iron Man mode. He sent he grabbed some more Venusians and threw them to Earth, because that would solve everything. Just throw more Venusian immigrants. Between these Venusians were another 3 spirits of the place, which were Arachmene, Orgon, and Kaitron. Arachmene will become Mani, which is the creator of Manichaeism. Orgon, in exchange, was something that has to do with the Maitreyan. Well, I don't know if it's anyone important, but this one over here, this one is super important. Kaitron, his real name is, changed his name to Kutmani, Kuthumi, I mean, and became associated with technology, science, and technology. And he took a human form. Well, took several human forms during the years, you know? Especially two. Two of them, his most important human forms are... Wait, shit, fuck. The most important human form are... Oh shit, yeah. Archimedes, And Isaac Newton, double A. I forgot about the other A. There, Isaac Newton. You see? Very well. You know, this one has been a very long stream so far. We have reached the half-hour mark, and I'm not even having like gotten into like the different parts of the universe. I think I will have to, like, I'm just telling you like the creation before the important civilizations and the bullshit about and other like stupid shit. But anyways, as you can see, this group of Cantare, I have to remind you, like, this Cantare is an interdimensional spirit, and as such, he can separate himself into severals, and all these people are basically that. This is crazy. Oh, did you say something? Anyways, deeper in this like crazy bullshit. Let me see. Okay. After Archimedes and Isaac Newton, obviously, wait, there we go. After Archimedes and Isaac Newton, there was a ninth and 10th great spirits that came. Those were Theoria and Samatria. Theoria is Zeus, while Samatria was, if I remember correctly, Mani again, for some reason. I think I fucked up there. There's no way that he fucked up there. And Zoroaster. I think I fucked up. Let me check. No, Mani 2 times. Oh no, I got it wrong. The first one was Manu, not Mani. I made a mistake there. Okay. Let me see. As I have already almost reached my 10th layer of shit here. I do believe that maybe, you know what? I will have to do another stream about happy science, you know? Because it's too extensive. Like, I have to take notes and we are not even like halfway there. So I think I will do another stream on happy science. These streams are usually like 1 hour, but I am already going a bit like later than I thought I would be doing. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to end the stream right now. Because man, we haven't even like dipped our feet in there. It's a lot. A lot. Anyway, do you have any questions? Were you paying attention? It's going to be in the exam. Yeah? Very well. Guys, thank you for coming. Have a nice day or night. And see you in a few hours because I'm going to continue streaming. I'm gonna finish Friendly Neighbor. See you soon, man. See you soon, Mon. Thanks, Brian. Thanks a lot.